I want all the things. Okay, so this video is not necessarily a book review. This is just a bunch of bookish things that I have that I want to share with you. Coming up. Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Book Talks with Miss Thomas. I'm Miss Thomas, and if you like hearing about books, you're in the right place. But today's video is bookish things, and I'm gonna start with a gift that I got from Chrissie at Chrissie's Purple Library. Yay, Chrissie! I love Chrissie. She's really nice. And her videos are fantastic. I mean, she is hilarious, and her editing, I mean, she should go into business as like a computer editor, like a video producer or something. I love Chrissie's videos. They're just so fun. And so the way she edits and the gifts that she adds, she has inspired me so much. And just watching her videos is the reason why I have gifts on my videos and just some really cool things. So Chrissie sent me a gift with an incredibly encouraging note. And can I just say, I got this from Chrissie on a day that I was really discouraged. I had a really, I love my life right now. Everything's going great. And it was funny because I went into work, you know, it was a 3-day weekend, President's Day weekend, and I went into work on top of the world. And then I was at work like all of 2 hours and something put me in a bad mood. And then I was like, don't misunderstand. I love my job, but you know how it is. It's just sometimes it's like Chrissie would say, if it fall, it fall. Something in my day just set me off. So I came home from work and there was an Amazon package from Chrissie. So she sent me a book, The Edge of Peril, and I can't wait to read it. I'm gonna read this one next. Right now I'm in a book. Well, do you hear my neighbor? I sort of started this book and then I got into audiobooks, but I'm in the sequel to the Unlikely Yarn of the Dragon Lady. And so right after I finish that, I'm getting into this one. And this is after hearing about a string of murders in a Smoky Mountain town, a journalist, Harper Jennings, realizes a startling truth. She knows who may be responsible because it's the same person who tried to kill her. So it's a Christian fiction mystery. I think it's Christian. I mean, it was on my list, so I think it's Christian. And it's about a woman who, you know, is trying to catch a serial killer. Sheriff Luke Wilder returned to his hometown, determined to keep the promise he made to his dying father. So, you know, I'm going to love that father-son coziness. He is trying to keep the community safe, and darkness is edging closer. So Edge of Peril. I love it. And isn't the cover pretty? So thank you, Chrissie. Chrissie is the best. Even if she didn't send me a gift, she's still just so fantastic. I had no idea she was going to send me that, and it was just such a wonderful treat on such a much needed day. Hey, editing Miss Thomas, real quick. I did not share with you the note that Chrissie sent, and it is so lovely. I just have to share it with everyone. It says, thinking of you, Miss Thomas, thank you for all you do. Even the things you do behind the scenes, the Lord sees you and he smiles, and I smile with him. Love you to life. Love, Chrissie. From Christina from Chrissie's Purple Library. And it's such a nice note. And I love the thought of making God smile. And I know Chrissie makes me smile, and I appreciate that hopefully I can make her smile too. Another thing I want to add, as you know, I'm editing, I think the author, Christy Barrett, is the author, and I think that's the author Amanda's been talking about a lot on Book Lover Amanda. So now I have one of these books by this author I can't wait to read. I'm so excited. Yeah, I got to get back on here and say this too real quick, especially since I brought up Amanda. She sent me, a long time ago, she sent me The Extraordinary Death of Mrs. Kipp, I think is the title. And it was so good. And it's been flying around my church. I shared it with a woman at church who, passed it on to another woman. And they're just so thrilled to read that book. And they're like, oh, now she has a sequel out. And so it literally is a gift that keeps on giving. And these books from other booktubers, it's just such a special gift to me. Really just cheers me up, makes me happy. But I also like having this community and these, especially, I don't know any male Christian booktubers, but sisters in Christ, it's really cool. And I think in eternity, it's going to be so fun to really sit down with these ladies face to face and talk about great books. So, speaking of work, I guess I'll just go into work next. I do love my job, okay? I just had a bad thing, like something just put me in a mood, but I do love my job. So, I want to show you a journal that I've started, my reading journal, book journal, and I'm including the things I'm reading at work. Fueled by Jesus and coffee. Can I get an amen? I might do a whole walkthrough of this journal because there's so much in here already that I want to talk about. But I got a reading. So I used to have a reading journal that I got as a gift where I wrote all the different books that I read, but it was such a it was like a prescriptive kind of book. It had different boxes where you had to fill in about the book you're reading, and I like to color outside the lines. So I just bought a plain notebook, and I write in it whatever occurs to me. So January, I drew a snowman. I am no artiste, and that's okay. But I wrote in here the books I've read in January. Now these are just books for fun. And then over here, the Bible study that I did, I was in Deuteronomy the month of January, and at work, what I did. So I did Things Fall Apart with my English 10 and began Night, which is, the Holocaust memoir. And then for English 12, we read Funny and Farsi, and that's worth a book review. I should do a whole review on Funny and Farsi because that's a really good book. And I had the kids read. It was about this woman. She comes to America from Iran, and she's writing different snapshots of what her experience was like in America as someone who came here. And it's peppered with humor, but there's some really sad things in there too. There's one memoir where she gets lost in Disneyland, and she's a little girl. And so she's at the little child area. And for some reason, the people working there put her with a child who speaks a completely different language and just assumes, well, you're foreign. You would know how to communicate with this other person who's foreign, right? And that's just such a incredibly narrow, offensive thing. But yet she's telling it in a funny way. She's telling all these funny little snapshots from her life. And so we read that with the 12th grade, and then I had them write a funny little snapshot about their life, just like a little memoir about themselves. And I wrote one too, so maybe I'll share that and do a whole thing. But anyway, that's what I'm doing with English 12, or I just finished that actually. And then February, some more books I've read. This is not going to be a thing about my journal. What I want to tell you, and then I got into James, and I want to do a whole video on the Bible experience that I've had. I've done a lot with, I read Deuteronomy, and then the Lord put me in James for reasons I could explain in a video. And then I have since gone back. Now I'm in Joshua. English 12. Well, you know what? I'm going to do a video on my journal later. But I want to talk about just the book I bought. I'll give you a separate video on this if you're interested. Put it in the comments below if you're interested. Oh, and please like and subscribe if you're enjoying my video. I never ask people to do that, and then I think, you know what, I should do that, and it would encourage me and encourage my channel. Okay, so this is my journal, and it's freelance. It's just a blank notebook. Now, speaking of work, I was telling you a little bit about what I've done in the past. I'm looking ahead. The kids haven't started yet, but in my mind, I've already started mapping out the next 12th grade unit, which is Hamlet. And I was looking online for different lesson plan ideas. Now, you have to understand, I've taught Hamlet. I've taught English 12, but it was years and years ago. And then I entered into special ed, and I was a special educator, case manager, reading specialist. And now I'm back in the English classroom and I'm loving it. So I'm planning out Hamlet, and I was looking through my file of all the stuff I taught. And, you know, sometimes the things that were really fun and exciting, I don't know, 10 years ago are not so cool anymore. So I was trying to find some cool things to do with Hamlet, and I came across a couple of really cool things I'm excited to do. But I also saw that there is somebody who is selling you can download posters and print them out, and they would be 8.5 by 11, and you can print them out and laminate them or whatever. And I teach in a room that has no window. It's very, very just depressing. The room itself is depressing, and I've been trying to jazz it up. I did yellow bulletin boards, and I even do like different color markers, dry erase markers. But I thought, okay, I need some posters. So I downloaded these posters. I purchased them and I downloaded them, and I sent them to Staples and had them printed out on cardstock in color. So I'm excited to share them. Hamlet quotations, aren't they? It's so beautiful. So it's 12 of them, and they're just different quotations from the play Hamlet. And my students will tell you I'm the quote lady. I'm always like, well, give me a quote. Tell me what this quote means. Give me a quote that supports this idea. So I love the idea of having these beautiful quotes all around the room. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. Revenge should have no bounds. I don't know if I agree with that, but it's a beautiful poster. This is, Hamlet and Ophelia. So let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none, right? I just love Hamlet. And I love when I teach Hamlet, I spend a lot of time on, is Hamlet really crazy, or is he trying to act crazy? And why would he try to act crazy? How do you know he's not actually crazy? So, I really do. I enjoy Hamlet, and I enjoy Frankenstein. I finished Frankenstein. Now I'm doing Hamlet. And when the principal told me that I was going back into the classroom, she said, do you have a preference? And I was like, 12th, please. I want 12th grade. So I'm excited. Speaking of Hamlet and his insanity, madness in great ones must not unwatched go. So yeah. And then, of course, to be or not to be, that is the question. And then I'm thinking I'll have them write a to this or not to this. That is the question. I think that'll be fun. But anyway, there's 12 posters all in all. And then for my 10th graders, I just got some generic posters. I'm not sure how I feel about these. I mean, they're good, but they're not like, wow. There's no wow factor. But they're just definitions of different words, like describe, discuss. I know 10th graders know what it means to discuss, but the walls are boring. We need something on the walls. So let's discuss a poster about discussion. Define, evaluate, just a bunch of posters like that. I think that would be fun. Okay, so let's see. I've talked about Chrissie, I've talked about my journal, and I've talked about my posters. I am out here filming outdoors. Wanderings with Stacy. She's one of my favorite channels too. And I just watched a video that she made, and she was outside in the cold, and I'm outside in the cold. But it was so pretty. I was like, wow, it's really pretty to see her outside. The lighting's so beautiful. And you could hear the roosters and the chickens. And she said, I don't have anywhere to go in my house. And I even put in the comments, I completely get how you feel. I am the only girl in a house full of boys. And President's Day, I just did all the girl things, just girl things on President's Day. I got my nails done, and I went to Ulta, and I even went to a bakery and got some really sweet sweets. I got a peanut butter pie and frosted cookies. And it was just fun to just do that kind of thing and get a break. So I knew how Stacy felt. And I'm out here on my new deck. Now, that's the last thing for my new deck. I have a bookcase over there, and when it's warmer out, in the deck, this deck's still not completely done, but it's at least screened in so I can sit out here and film. I ordered a poster for my deck and I framed it. And then I thought, I like this a lot. I want to see this every single morning. So I decided instead of putting it on the deck, I have it in the kitchen right next to the coffee pot. Good morning. This is God. I will be handling all of your problems today. I will not need any of your help. Have a great day. Isn't that great? So I put that next to my coffee pot instead of on the deck. And I had to go out and buy a different poster for the deck. So hopefully I'll be filming in front of the bookshelf, and this is going on the bookshelf. Truffles has not ventured out here yet. I guess it's too cold for her. But little nod to Truffles. Paws. instead of Jaws. And I'm a total beach girl. I love to go to the beach. So it's a couple of my favorite things, the ocean and a cat and just some silly humor. So anyway, there's my all of the things video. I have lots of books that I want to talk about, and I have that journal. I think for the journal, I'm going to talk a little bit about the books in the journal. And I think I'll do a separate video for just the things, my walk with the Lord has taken me in so many crazy, wonderful, and exciting places this year. And so I will say briefly, I think it's because some of the students at my school wanted to form a Christian club. And so now I'm a sponsor of a Christian club in a public school. And it's just all kinds of things have been happening in my life. I don't know if they're related or not. But I've been having a lot of quiet time with the Lord, reading the Bible, looking at different translations, and He is doing a work in me. I just really feel Him at work in my life right now. And there's a lot I want to talk about, but that'll be another video. So I hope the Lord is alive in your life and you are reading lots of good things and enjoying lots of good things. Yay. Bye for now.